Hi everybody, TechSphere here, and today we're taking a look at the brand new MacBook Neo. We're going to go through the unboxing, hardware tour, software tour, and accessories. So you can see inside the packaging we have the laptop itself. So you can see here I have the citrus color, which is kind of this yellowish color. It also comes in indigo, a blush, and a silver. Now you get a braided USB-C cable inside as well as a 30-watt wall charger. So that's all you get. And of course you can use a faster charger with this if you have one. If you have something faster than 30 watts, you can charge this at a faster than default speed, which is good to know. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the hardware. You can see this computer has a 13-inch display, which is slightly smaller than the MacBook Air that's out right now, but bigger than something, if you remember, the old 12-inch MacBook that was out years ago. So this is a 13-inch display. I have the cheaper model, which means I do not have the Touch ID sensor. Instead, I just have the normal power button. But if you get the more expensive model with 512 gigabytes of storage, it will also come with a Touch ID sensor right here, so you can unlock your device with your fingerprint. There is nothing on the right side of your device except the right speaker. On the left side, you have the left speaker and your 3.5mm headphone jack. And on the left, you have two USB-C ports, and you will use this both for charging and data transfer, for storage, for all types of things. So on the left-hand side is USB 3.0, so it'll be a little bit faster and more powerful. Whereas on the right-hand side, you have USB 2.0, which will be a little bit slower than the left-hand side. You'll use this for plugging in a charger. You'll use this for connecting to additional storage, charging other devices from your computer, and stuff like that. Now quickly, because there's only two USB-C ports, you will probably want some type of adapter. So here I've got one that has 3 additional USB-A ports for connecting things like mice or adapters, or more kind of just your older standard devices. This actually has 4 USB ports, 3 of which are USB 3, which are slightly faster speeds. This also includes Ethernet, so if you want faster internet and you have an Ethernet cable, this will allow you to connect to that. And on the other side, you do have SD card and micro SD card, HDMI, and VGA. Now this is important because this computer does not have an SD card slot. Obviously it does not have HDMI, but you can connect monitors via the USB-C port. So something like this is going to be pretty handy for your day-to-day usage. You can also get one that just has USB-C ports. So here I've got one that just has 4 extra USB-C ports. So if you have a lot of USB-C accessories, this would be good for that. And I'll leave these both linked in the description. Now, of course, this computer comes in at 256 and 512 gigabytes of storage options. But if you ever want to upgrade after the fact, something like a USB-C SSD is going to be your best friend. These have gotten a lot cheaper over the years, and I found that of all of them that I've tried, actually Samsung is the most reliable. So you can get this in 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabytes, I think up to 8,000 gigabytes. Really reliable. You can also go the more old school route with, a standard hard drive if you want to upgrade your storage, if you don't have, pressing needs for data. But if you want something really fast, this is what I edit all my videos off of. So this is a really fast and portable drive. As you can see, it's just much smaller. So I'd recommend something like a Samsung SSD if you're going to be looking to add more storage to your computer. Now, if you get something like this, what I do on my laptops, I'll show you right here. I have a little pouch, and then I just slide this inside that pouch, and then this keeps it stored on the back of my device. So I always have it with me. I'm never worrying about, losing it or dropping it or having it fall off my device. And then I just plug it into the USB port. So I'll leave all of these linked down in the description. This is a great way if you want to back up your storage, have additional storage, stuff like that. Okay, so first I'm going to show you some of my favorite keyboard shortcuts. So one is Command Tab. So Command Tab allows you to very quickly go through your recent applications. So let's say right here I have several windows open. If I press Command plus the Tab button, it'll pop up this little menu, and I can quickly press Tab until I land on the program that I want. So say I'm in Safari and I want to get back to App Store really quickly. I just Command Tab and let go when I get to App Store, and then I can switch back. So it always defaults to the most recent application. So if I'm in the App Store, I can quickly Command Tab to get back to Safari. So it's really easy to quickly get through recent applications. Another one I like is Command Space. Now Command Space brings up Spotlight Search, and this is super handy. This allows you to search any application on your computer. Apple actually recently changed that, so now this is where you're going to be finding your applications. So if you do the multi-touch swipe on your trackpad, right, the forefinger in, it'll actually bring up Spotlight to show you all of your applications. So I'll hit escape, get out of that, but command search is amazing. You can also use it now for different commands. So for instance, I could say message, I'll scroll down to where it says send message, I'll click enter, remember to get groceries, and then I'll just send that to Apple. I click enter, and so it just sent a message. So that's just a nifty way of using Spotlight search, but I can also search all kinds of things. I can search for apps, I can search for files, I can even do conversion. So I could do something like 84 times 12, there we go, 1,000. Or I could do, or I could do $10 in euro. And here we go, I have, 8.65 euro. So these are the type of things you can do with Spotlight search, and that's just by doing Command and space on your keyboard, which is really helpful. Now, I also really like using Command and then the bracket forward and back button. So those are the two keys to the right of the P button. So this works as the back button. If I'm here in Safari and I do Command back bracket, it'll go back. If I do Command forward bracket, it'll go forward. So this is a really quick way of going back and forward, and it works in several different applications as well. So I'll switch over here to Finder. So I'm in a folder and I'll do Command back bracket and it'll go back. Command forward bracket and it'll go forward. So that's a really handy shortcut for quickly going back and forth between different pages. There's also two really useful shortcuts that I like to use. So if you hold down Option button and then press either the volume button or the sound button, it'll quickly pull up your settings for brightness and volume respectively. So I'll close out of this. Again, I'll show you that is Option brightness, and that brings up your display settings. So if you need to quickly adjust the font size, or when you're connected to a monitor, any of these type of settings, and I'll do Command volume, and that'll quickly bring up your sound settings. So you can change your output for the sound coming out of your computer, and sound input. If you need to change your microphone, if you're on a call and you have AirPods, you want to make sure that is the input, you can do Option volume button. That quickly pulls up the sound settings. Okay, this next setting is a little bit niche, but if you want to adjust your brightness on a really granular level, what you can actually do is hold down Option plus the Shift key and then your brightness, and it will allow you to adjust the brightness and really fine-tune adjustments. So instead of the kind of full strokes of the brightness change, so you can see the increments that it goes up and down are much more gradual, which is just cool if you want to be more precise with your brightness. Now, another good setting to change, if you go into your control center right here in the top right hand of your device, and you click on that and you go down to Edit Controls, here this allows you to customize what shows up in your control center, and this is kind of like your iPhone or your iPad if you're used to that. This also allows you to drag things into your menu bar. So say you want night shift, you can drag that up into your menu bar, and then all of a sudden you have a night shift button, which makes your display more warm at night, so that it's a little bit easier on your eyes. You can see the screen is getting a lot more yellow, and then I'll click that again, and the screen should turn more blue, more daytime colored. Okay, next I want to talk about a forgotten app on the Mac, and that's called Stickies, which I think is perfect for a device like this, especially oriented towards students. So I'm going to do Command space to launch my Spotlight search, and then I'm going to type in Stickies. I'll click enter, and here we have Stickies. And Stickies is awesome. It's just like a sticky note on your screen. I use this all the time for jotting down quick notes or like the day's to-do list. So I'll say to do today, film, review, laundry, homework, right? So then I've got this, I can make this unbold, I can adjust the fonts, I can do a strike through, so if I finish homework, I can go into font and click strike through. I can change the color of the sticky, just like a real sticky note. I can double click on the top to minimize it, and I can put it anywhere in the screen. I can also go to window, I can click float on top. If I click float on top, that means if I open up another application, the sticky note will actually stay on top. You can see the other one disappeared over here as I click on this, but this one will stay on top. I can also make it transparent. So if I do window and translucent, now I can kind of see through it. I can minimize it again, right? If I click on this and then do Command N, it'll pop up a brand new sticky note. I can move it around. And what's nice about this is that you don't have to save them. They'll kind of just stay here forever. If your computer shuts down, it'll bring it back up when you resume. So Stickies is great. Okay, next I want to take a look at a couple new features in the new software update, which is Tahoe for Mac. So one thing is liquid glass. You can see what that looks like on this display. Now I'm going to do Command Space to get back into the Spotlight search, and then I'm going to type in liquid glass, and I'll click Enter. And this will take us into the liquid glass settings under Appearance on the Mac. So you can see here you have a couple options. You can have it be clear, or you can have it be tinted. So this will change how things look on your operating system. So you're welcome to change that. You can also change icons, so you can have everything be darker, or you can have it be kind of transparent, or you can tint it to a particular color. You can also see the default color for different elements on this Mac is going to be matching to the actual color of the Mac, but you can change that so that your default color changes, and this will just change the hues across your device. Now, if you ever need to create a folder on your computer, you can do Command-Shift-N, and that will create a folder, whether on your desktop or in the Finder application. So I'm going to name this folder, and I'm going to drag this image into this folder. So if you go down to Customize Folder, you can actually change the color of it, which is really cool. You can actually make your own color as well. And then you also put a graphic or like a little emoji on it. So this is a really great way to customize your folders on your Mac for better organization, storage, sorting, stuff like that. Now, one thing that's new with this new software version is an expanded clipboard. So again, if you do Command Space to get into Spotlight search and you go over to this fourth little icon here, this is clipboard, and you can allow search results from clipboard. So if you allow this will have your whole list of things you've copied and pasted. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to copy this. I'm using Command C for all these copying, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to do Command Space to get back into Spotlight search, and I'll go over here to clipboard, and you can see these are all the things I just copied. So it used to be that anything you copied would disappear after you copy something new, but this keeps it right here, which is great. So I'm going to do Escape to get out of that. And if you want to search your applications, search your files, and you can also search actions, which is cool. So I showed you that message action earlier of quickly sending a message, but you can browse through and find other actions, so such as start timer or send email. And by default, it'll create a little shortcut for that. So I sent a message before, but now if I want to send a message, I just simply click this little icon you see right here. It says SM. So I'll do SM, enter. I'll start typing that message. I'll do test to nobody. And if I had a contact to nobody, if I had a contact named nobody, I would click enter and send. Now quickly, I just want to show you a setting that I really like. So I'm going to close out of this. I'll do Command Space to get in Spotlight search. And then I'm going to type in 3-finger drag. I'll go down to Trackpad gestures. I'll click enter. There's a few things I like to turn on here. I like to turn on tap to click. This way I don't have to click the trackpad. I can simply tap my finger on it gently as a click. So right there you can see I just tap gently instead of clicking the trackpad. I also personally turn off natural scrolling. I just don't like the direction it goes. Also, if you go into your accessibility settings and you go to pointer control and trackpad options, I like turning on this use trackpad for dragging feature. And then I turn on 3-finger drag. This simply allows me to move around windows on my computer with a 3-finger drag, so that way I don't have to click anything, I simply drag it. I find this to be very handy. And lastly, I like going into hot corners. So if you search hot corners and you go to hot corners shortcuts, you have 4 different hot corners and each one can have a different quick action. So I like to have my top right be show desktop. That way, if I'm in an application, I need to quickly see my desktop, I just throw my cursor into the top right-hand corner and it throws open the desktop. So I like doing that. But there's other things you can do as well. You can have it lock your screen, put the display to sleep. You can start the screensaver, do a quick note, show mission control, several other things. So I also like to do the start screensaver. So if you go into wallpaper and you click screensaver, you can choose a wallpaper that you want. And now this hot corner will be the top left-hand corner. So I'll drag this up and it will start a nice little wallpaper right there. Pretty simple. All right, so that's about it for this MacBook Neo. Let me know if you have any questions, any feedback. I'd be happy to answer any comments. I'll leave everything I talked about linked in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.